You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's I Wanna Marry Harry After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's I Wanna Marry Harry After Show.
Uh-oh. Paparazzi.
Uh-oh.
Pictures. Picture time. Yes. Welcome, everybody. We're here for yet another AfterBuzz after show for I Want to Marry Harry, which is an amazing show. We're all so excited about it. This is the, of course, number one after show for I Want to Marry Harry. And did I say we're excited? Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And let me tell you who I am. I'm Lem Gonsalvez, and I stay excited. That's how I roll. And I have some excited people with me. I have my boy Aaron Molina with me,
Hello.
a.k.a. Ron.
Yes, indeed.
And of course, the always lovely and put together Miss Traci Propst.
What's up, guys? Thanks for joining in.
Yes. So, the name of this episode is Spotted by the Paparazzi. Of course, being that there was a scene that there was like a lot of, well, I didn't really see any picture taking, but I did see some dragging off of one individual. So, you know, they're going for the efforts to try to make it seem like, of course, this is Prince Harry, or at least somebody very, very important that, you know, want to take pictures of. I want to jump right in. I like starting with the way the show starts, and it is Kimberly, who is in the Crown Suite, and she, you know, wakes up at, you know, well, they wake her up at 6 in the morning, which it looked more like 9, but it's cool.
Yes.
It said it was 6. So she's like, is it 6? You know, sun was out, birds was chirping. Okay. So, and they go to a hot air balloon ride. And she says that, and I quote, hot air balloon is like a unicorn to me because I've never seen one before.
Yeah.
So I've never seen one personally, but I've seen a lot of them before. So I don't know. Do you think she meant personally, or do you think like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she meant personally,
Okay.
and then it just so happened that she just compared it to a unicorn. I thought that was
Right.
pretty. It was pretty cute in the sense and sincere and endearing.
Okay.
But yeah, I was just like, the unicorn air balloon. That's
Right.
all I could think about after that.
Well, when I think of the term unicorn, people use that term for something because it's imaginary.
Yeah.
So, you know, a unicorn is magic. So if you see a unicorn, then you're seeing something really, really special.
Yeah.
A hot air balloon, I don't think that's imaginary. I think it's, I haven't written, you know.
I think she was trying to just compare in the sense that she was just like, it was unknown to her. She's never really seen it. And so
Right.
she was just like, oh, it just seems all magical,
Right.
you know, the whole atmosphere. But yeah, it was a random metaphor to choose.
I think so. I think so. And it's funny, and it's funny because you see her down into the episode, and she talks about a lot of stuff she hasn't had. Like, he takes her to a picnic, and he says, I've never had a picnic.
Right.
So, okay, and then it's like, I never dated a guy that wears clothes like this. Like, so what kind of life do you lead? Like, that you know, I feel bad, you know, like who she's dating.
Right.
Traci, who do you think she's dating?
I mean, she's the one from Brooklyn, right? She's
Yes.
from
Yes.
So you've had a picnic in Central Park. Like, come on now. Like
for real.
I mean, I just don't know if she was trying to give him a lot of credit and just be like, you know, this is also great. I've never had this and this and this before, but pretty sure even if you were 5, you've had a little picnic before. But
I mean, really?
yeah, I don't know, she was just kind of giving him a lot of credit. So
Yeah, unless she just dated a lot of suckers. Maybe that's what's going on.
Well, she did make mention, I do believe that she said that she had one boyfriend.
Yeah, it was only one.
Only one. So, and you know, these girls are ranging from anywhere from 22 to 25 years old. So I can maybe believe that, like you've had one long-term boyfriend. But still, like, come on, like these are like, when you got to the clothes, like I'd never seen it. Like, I would, you know, that's like me saying I've never seen a girl wear a dress on a date before. Like, that would be kind of, okay, guy, thanks, I look nice, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
I don't know.
wasn't dressed in like a uniform or anything.
Right.
I mean, I get the hot air balloon. You've never been in a hot air
Sure,
balloon. You've
sure.
never seen one. Okay, you get a
Sure.
pass, but a picnic?
Yeah.
I guess maybe she's maybe never been romanticized in this way, and maybe she, you know, like I said, the
That's
first
how she's
boyfriend
getting
didn't
at.
treat her that well, you know, and
First and only,
yeah,
yeah.
first and only. And then on top of that, I mean, I also thought it was interesting that Matt Hicks kind of mentioned that Kim has a huge guard up He immediately saw that. So she's probably been hurt, maybe a little jaded.
Probably.
Maybe some guys just did her wrong.
I think I think that's a good point. I think that's a good point. So we get into one of the next scenes that happened is Jackie. She's the one that kind of called out, some of the girls being the mean girls, and she wants to confront Megan. Kind of just, it seemed like she was going to apologize. Like I thought that's what she was going to do, but she kind of just reiterated what she said before. So, I mean, how do you feel about? Do you think that they're being like Megan's being in particulars? Because that's who she was really kind of calling out. Because I think Annalisa was just like, "Oh, girl, it's okay," and she was just like, "I understand we're fighting for the same man." But Megan was kind of the one taking the brunt of what she was saying. Do you think she was justified in that? Do you think that she's pulling her out? I mean, because this is a competition at the end of the day, and you're vying for the attention or affection of this man who they think is Prince Harry. So, do you think she's being a mean girl, that Megan is, or think Jackie is justifying?
I feel like it's on both parts, Megan almost seems I have a weird thing with Megan in the sense that I feel like she's playing up she's kind of starting to play up now the mean girl thing. And I feel like a lot of her phrases have been prepared. That's what I remember. I took note. I was like, does Megan prepare all of her catchphrases? Because she said, I forgot what she said.
That was the one. Oh yes, I do remember.
She said something.
Alphabet soup, and then put it in my booty.
Yeah.
And then there's phrases that come out or something.
Yeah, and
I'm
it was just
paraphrasing.
but I was just like seriously like, does she just sit in bed while all the girls saying like, what am I gonna say to this person if they tell me that? And because the last week, she had another phrase.
Right.
And
She
I was
had
just
one
like,
this week too. I was trying to think of it.
So I feel like exactly. And so I feel like she's just playing up this mean girl, which makes me want to go to Jackie's side. Jackie at least was trying to resolve the issue, and Megan was just like, nope, you're crazy.
Right.
That's where I kind of got a little thing was instead of coming to a kind of resolution, Megan was kind of just like, nope, that's all you, you're crazy, and that was about it. Which was I feel like in every argument, there's always both ends to
something along
both
the lines.
people takes two to tango.
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I totally agree. I agree with Aaron. I think that Megan's kind of being the mean girl now, and Jackie, she's gonna stand her ground and stand up for herself, absolutely. But I also think that she's not gonna be petty and go back and forth, and she doesn't have these little crazy puns that make no sense when she says them, and she sounds like she's 12 when she says them. I'm sorry, Megan, but I mean, I wouldn't say that when I was in 6th grade, and maybe that's when it was cool, but now you're an adult, it's not funny. It's just.
Well, I think part of it too is that again, in these shows when they're vying for the attention of one individual, you got multiple people. In this case, it started off with 12 girls, and they're vying for the attention of one person. So you have to stand out.
Right.
I mean, and I don't know if that's her thing, catchphrases. Maybe that's what she does, and that's how she stands out. And maybe guys like. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to do something, to stand out. Speaking of standing out, there was a backflip that happened.
Oh no, Kelly.
And Kelly, Godspeed to you. I just want to say she gets an A for effort.
Yes, A+.
I've seen in the reverse when it's multiple men vying for the affection of a woman, and the guys are all macho and they're doing different things. Either they're trying to flex muscles, or they're trying to be suave, or they're trying to maybe they got mouthpiece and they're talking a good game or something like that. I did not expect Kelly to do an all assault backflip into the lake, and he's trying to. He's like,
Stop
okay,
her.
no, it's okay. She's like, nope, I got it. Nope, I'm about to do this, and you about to see this. It's going down, and he's like, okay, and she did, and it looks nice until she hits her head on the side of the boat. Now, I was worried because, first of all, this is not Prince Harry.
Right.
So, and he already said that his boating skills are suspect. He did admit that. And he was running into the bankment and all kind of stuff. He was doing some crazy stuff. So, I'm thinking, what else is suspect? Is he going to be able to save her? She's drowning because he probably doesn't know, you know what I'm saying? Anything like that. So, I mean, Traci, what did you think when, she hit her head? Because that was crazy.
I know. That was very, very bold move of her, but I don't think I would have been jumping off of a boat on national television unless I was positive that I was going to nail it.
100%.
100%. There's no 99 when it comes to this. And she hit her head and then she turned it around he saved me it's a fairy tale. I'm like, no, you almost died. Again, these girls, they're missing the point.
Right.
And Well, and the funny thing about that is like she was like, oh my God, he saved your prince. And then Matt Hicks was just like, I don't know if I really like that she's going to do anything to impress me.
Right.
Like he suddenly got turned off by it, which I thought
That's a
was
good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. And you say, and I'm glad you say that because he is, a pretty conservative guy. Like he's said that, like he reiterates all the time that these girls are out of at his league in normal cases. So he feels like he's not, the guy. And so when these girls do these things, of course he's not used to the attention. I mean, that's number one. So, and then secondly, when they do these things to vie for his attention, he gets a little off guard. I think he likes the ones that are playing a little more coy, a little more subdued, even though I think that, he wants to kiss this girl. Yeah, he wants to, have a good time with her. But at the end of the day, if he's looking for true love, then true love needs to last. So you don't want somebody that's going to be all out on you. And then, you're like, well, what else are they going to do? Like you said, you know what I'm saying?
And he did say that about Kelly. He was like, she's kind of really into me and it scares me because I don't even know if she's into me or she's into Prince Harry or what it is. And, just saying that, like, guys don't always want girls that they have to save. You know what I mean? And so she just is kind of displaying that as, like, the damsel in distress and you're my prince who's going to save me from this life that I live. And so I think that that's kind of maybe a little turn off for him.
I think so.
I feel like she's the only one that's sold on the idea. As of right now, she's the one that's like set. It's Prince Harry. And she was even talking in her like little segues, it's Prince Harry, he's gonna save me and all that stuff. So maybe that's even more the reason why he's kind of pushing the brakes on her, like you said, is because he's like
he doesn't want to give too much too soon.
And like that Kelly is sold on the idea it's Prince Harry, and so maybe he's falling in love with Prince Harry, not necessarily Matt Hicks.
We ought to say that he has that dual thing that's going on. Like he wants to not be Prince Harry, but that's what he has to emulate. But at the same time, the premise of the show is to find true love for himself.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It's interesting. Speaking of saving, do you know where you could save music?
Ooh, I don't know. Why don't you tell us,
Well, there's this thing called iTunes that you can save music on. But the amazing thing about iTunes is that we are on iTunes and you can download our podcast as well as the 70-plus podcasts that we do here at AfterBuzz TV, and you can give us ratings. And what we like here, especially our group here, because we're so turned up all the time, we like 5-star ratings. 5. No 4, no 3, no 2. 5. Thank you. Cinco.
Translation.
Right, exactly. Please. We want the 5-star ratings, and we do appreciate you. Appreciate walking. We appreciate the comments that you're giving to us.
For sure.
Please keep them up. We respond to the comments. We want to know what you think out there and how we're doing and how the show is going. And speaking of this show, AfterBuzz TV is founded by a lovely individual by the name of Maria Munoz, who has done amazing things in the country, and she actually has a book out now, and it is called The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. And she also is a previous author. She's done The Every Girl's Guide to Life, so this is another book that she's done, and I know it's going to be amazing. Traci has it already.
Yes, guys, I do. I have my copy.
She has her copy.
She lost 40 pounds.
40.
And she did it without any time, willpower. She tells you all about it. So this is like a step-by-step guide, and it's definitely going to be my Bible over the summer. It's time to get ready.
So make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out iTunes. Make sure you download our podcast and give us those 5-star ratings. And we're going to get back into the show and back into these contestants or these, what was going on. Now, I felt like there was a shift where I think at the most part, they felt like it was Prince Harry at some point. They all came and did a powwow and they're all talking and they're like, it's Prince Harry. I really think it's Prince Harry. And at that point, I thought everybody was going to be on board. And I think most of them were. There were some that were holding out a little bit. They were kind of still being suspect, but I think because of the things that he gave away, he had talked about him having an older brother. He's just a few years older. Him having, he just settled down. He also has a new nephew. And so these things, of course, they took like, oh, it's Prince Harry.
Right.
So, Traci, if you were on this show at this point in time, would you be thinking that it's Prince Harry?
No.
Tell us why.
For me to be 100% honest, I think he is doing a good job dropping subtle hints and everything, but I just wouldn't buy it. I think, first of all, Prince Harry has a lot more confidence from the snippets that I've seen him in and what he has done. And he goes to tons of charity events. He's always overwhelmed with girls. And the life that he lives, Matt just doesn't seem as confident. I mean, he's always red. He's always blushing. He's always like, you can tell that I feel like he looks like he's about to blow it.
Interesting.
So for me, and besides, I don't really think he looks like him. But other than that, just by personality, I would be like, I don't think so.
Right. Well, I want to get into some firsthand account of someone that actually was on the show. And we actually have Miss Carley Hawkins on the line. Carley, are you there?
Carley.
Hello.
Carley, hey, how you doing?
Hello.
Carley,
I am very well, thank you. How are you guys?
Oh, we are amazing. My name is Lem, and we have Aaron, and we have Traci here with us.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Yes. Carley, we're so excited that you're here joining us. We're just in the middle of the show going over the accounts. My first question to you is, what was it like? You got up to this point in the show, and I just asked Traci this question. Did you ever at any moment really think that it was Prince Harry, this Matt Hicks character?
Well, for me personally, I did not believe that it was Prince Harry. You should keep in mind that we are completely cut off from the outside world. We had no access to media. It's not like you could just look up a picture really quick. And production and crew did a tremendous job in leading us to believe that it was Prince Harry. But for me, the concept of someone from the royal family participating on an American reality TV show, it just seemed very far-fetched.
Interesting.
Now, did you think that he looked like Prince Harry?
Well, I'm not really a person who follows pop culture in the U.S., let alone pop culture in the U.K. I don't live under a rock. I am knowledgeable about some international affairs. I'm just ignorant when it comes to the latest celebrity gossip. So honestly, I wasn't certain of Prince Harry's appearance. About as far as it went is I knew he had red hair.
Right.
Understood. Now, Carley, you had there was a point in the episode, the one that we're talking about today, that you weren't feeling the girls because you kind of felt like you were, smarter. You were studying, I believe she said, cellular molecular biology, which I can barely pronounce. You had that, you didn't want to, it appeared that you didn't want to participate. Did you feel that you were kind of, that these girls were out of your league, or did you feel that, the situation like you were smarter than some of the other people that were on the show?
Oh my goodness, not at all. Entering this experience, my greatest fear was being misrepresented on national television. Okay. And in regards to the statement saying that I, being intelligent set me apart from the others, I did not deliver it that way. There is a lot of editing that goes into this. That clip was actually from an interview that happened before I had even met any of the other ladies. Upon meeting the ladies, when asked what I felt set me apart from them, I simply put it as, at that point, I did not know them very well, and I felt that each one was unique and beautiful and carried their own special traits, and that's what makes the human race so beautiful.
Oh, they did some good editing for you there.
Yeah, I would never mark myself superior to anyone.
No, I actually kind of want to ask another little question, because I guess it was in the sense of, since we're talking about this particular episode, that twerking incident, and you were like, no, I don't want to go ahead and do that. Did you feel at that moment, the girls kind of, when they were so out there, did that make you feel a little bit more reserved in the sense you were like, I'm not going to go down that road, like the other route that the other girls were going, in a sense as a competitive edge?
Well, first of all, I understand that many of the ladies were very competitive, but me personally, I'm not a competitive person. I want everyone to succeed. I wasn't going to change who I am just to, kind of stand out or anything like that. I didn't want to twerk because, I feel there's a proper place and time and place for everything. And like I said, I have a niece at home. She's 8 years old. I didn't want her picking up on such a habit. It's not like I was sitting in a corner being boring.
No.
I mean, I was up there dancing, involved with them. I just didn't quite go that far.
Yeah, and I honestly love that. That's why I immediately, when that happened, and then as later on the episode progressed, I was like, I love Carly. Why did she get to go? She's like, now it's
Thank
Carly and
you.
Leah, where it's
Right.
like you. I like that about you in the sense I got to know you more in this episode in the sense that you were sticking to your ideals and you said, no, I'm not going to do that just because I'm on national television. I love that about you and I respect that very much. So, so kudos to
Yeah,
you.
certainly. Thank you very much.
Carly, I have a question. I'm always a fan. I'm a huge fan of music, and anytime I see a woman on some turntables, like you did on this episode, like I was like, oh my goodness. Like, do you have a history of DJing, or is that something that you do in your spare time? Because I thought it was, it sounded like you had the party going. Like everybody was going crazy.
Well, I do not have a history of doing it. I'm not experienced by any means. A few years ago, I picked up a set of turntables just because I like music, and I just thought it was fun to kind of mix around, and I just really like to listen to beats. So I just mixed around some things for fun, and that got out, and then so of course they were like, oh, well, come on, go try it out. And I was like, no, because I just don't like being the center of attention. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Right.
But it was kind of cool. I hadn't gotten to listen to any music up until that point. So I had a good time.
That's awesome. Carly, just have one more question for you. When you were, in this process, of course, everyone's trying to win the love of this person who is Matt Hicks, playing as Prince Harry. Did you ever, at any point, feel that you had like any type of attraction to him? Like some of the other girls, like, a lot of them seemed very forward and they, wanting to get to know him and being affectionate with him. Did you have an attraction to him?
I wouldn't say I had an attraction to him. I was definitely interested, more so in the fact of, here we are with this guy that we know absolutely nothing about. Leading into the show, we weren't given many details, at all. And I was actually told it wasn't going to be a competition and there wouldn't be a cheesy proposal. I just needed to be open to going on dates. So, I wasn't there looking for love. I was just there to enjoy my time, maybe go on a date or two, just meet some cool people. I just don't think that reality TV is the place that one should search for love. I don't know.
That's
I agree
awesome.
I love that. Thank you so much. That was really insightful, and I respect you even more.
Right?
Let's have Carly every week.
Thank you, guys.
Right.
Carly, one more question for you. Was there anything that you would do different on the show, or are you happy that you did the show in general?
I am happy that I did the show. It didn't quite turn out how I was expecting, but I still had the experience. I got to travel, which is ultimately why I did it. And I feel as if I remained true to myself throughout the duration of my stay. So I'm really happy and content with how everything turned out.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, and you didn't have any carne asada fries or any drunken incidents, so kudos to you. You kicked butt on reality TV.
Yes,
I love it.
I kept my composure, so
did.
I was happy.
Well, Carly, we want to thank you for being on the show with us. And I think collectively we do appreciate the fact that you did stand your ground with how you were believing and how you wanted to present yourself. So again, kudos to you for doing that. We don't see that a lot. So, it sucks that you were eliminated so early because, we were really getting to know you. And like I said, those turntables were amazing. But if we ever have you on the show, would you love to come back and be with us?
Certainly. I really appreciate your guys' positivity, and it's just been really nice talking with you.
Awesome.
You too,
Awesome.
girl.
Thank you so much. That was Carley Hawkins. Man, no longer with us. Moment of silence.
No, it's okay. It's a happiness. Have a celebration.
I know. See, she wants us to turn up. Turn up for Carly. See, we love Carly. Carly's amazing.
All right, girl. Well, you're beautiful. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Carly. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Have a great night, guys.
All right, you
You
too.
too.
You too. Carly. What can we say? She stood her ground, and again, like I was mentioning before, you don't see that a lot in this reality TV. I think people, because of everything that's involved, you have, of course, alcohol, free flowing in all these situations. You have, them wanting you to do things that maybe you're not comfortable with. But of course, we know drama is what these shows are made of. What brings ratings, what brings viewers, and here is somebody that just refused to not do that.
I honestly love that. I mean, when I saw that in the episode, I was so excited because we knew that we were going to be talking to her today, and I was just like, oh my goodness, like that's I mean, it's brilliant in the sense that there's one person that could just say,
Right.
nope,
Right.
I'm not going to do that.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and it may have cost her the competition, but I mean, as she expressed, she wasn't really as into it maybe, and so she was just doing it for the trip, and
Right.
she just got a great experience out of it, and she didn't end up burning herself in the sense of kind of tainting her
Right.
image on the reality TV.
Right.
She had fun in her own way. I thought that was super
Yeah,
awesome.
she seems like an awesome girl, and I think that you're right. She just kind of took the show for what it was, and she felt like it was her time to leave too. So she didn't really have a problem with that. So.
And she didn't really seem like, even when he kind of dismissed her and they gave the after interview portion, she didn't seem really bitter. She wasn't crying. You know, you could tell that she was kind of like, okay, well, if that's how it's going to be, because bottom line is she wasn't going to change who she was,
Right.
and she made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
And she even told us she was there for the trip and and to have the experience or whatever, and that's what she got.
Yeah.
And that's all good.
That's probably why she was more reserved, because
Right.
she wasn't really interested. Like she said,
Right.
she was there to meet some cool people,
Right.
go on a
Right.
few dates. She said that just going into production, all they knew was that
they were going to be going, a few dates.
Exactly.
just a few
Exactly.
dates. So that's interesting to know how much production
Yeah.
keeps from you.
Well, and that, and the fact that editing is really, really
Crucial.
it's crucial, because there's a lot of times, and you've had the how can I say casualties of reality TV, where people are thrown into situations and basically they're put up as this character that they aren't really in real life, and that's not really how they acted. But the magic of editing and TV and how that works kind of turns them into that type of person.
Yeah, because I mean, it almost seemed, because like you said, that she had said that prior to she had met even all the girls, and then they inserted that now,
Right.
And so it almost kind of made her seem like she was just like being conceited. You know what I mean? Like she was like, oh, I'm above all this, when in
Right.
fact that wasn't even the case at all.
Right.
You
And
know?
she said
Yeah,
she
she
even
said she liked.
She
Yeah.
said that prior to even meeting the girls.
Yeah.
So hey, editing.
Yeah, editing. And
what
guys,
it is.
that brings back my point about Maggie.
Poor Maggie. I love her.
Maggie.
Just saying, editing is
Can
very
we
important.
talk? Speaking of Maggie, she got a little upset. She got a
She
little upset,
did.
just a little bit, because someone else was kissing her man.
Yes,
and she didn't like
Megan.
that. And so, Maggie, I love Maggie. I can't wait till we have Maggie on this show.
I know.
Me neither.
But it's amazing, like just how. Because I will say though, at the end of the day, and just like how Carley was real in her way, Maggie is real, I think, in her way. She's really not holding back. I don't think she's trying to be anybody she's not.
Right.
She obviously likes to party and have a good time. She likes to drink. The alcohol is there. She said, I'm going to meet the bartenders, and that's what I do. Whenever I
Yeah.
go to a bar, I shake their hands,
That was funny.
and I introduce myself.
I laughed so loud when she introduced herself to the bartenders.
She was preparing herself for
She
the
was just-
evening.
she was like, look, you're going to see me all night.
Right.
And so keep them coming.
Exactly.
I don't want you to play with me.
I mean-
keep them strong and tall.
So that just goes to show that
No ice.
it's that's how she is. That's her.
Right.
If you probably out with her on a Friday night, that's how she's gonna be. She's gonna be life of the party. She's gonna be drinking. She's gonna be having a good time.
Yeah.
So I can respect the fact that she is who she is. Now, is it funny? Yes, it is.
Hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Right.
Like even when they're at the table and she's like, Prince Charles got remarried. Like I didn't know that. Like,
yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Like,
where have you been,
what's
Princess
going
Diana?
on?
Yeah.
Like, it's so, just stuff like that just goes to show. But she was a little upset, a little jealous, I would say. And I don't know. Like, I can imagine. I have a friend who I actually do another show with, and he was a former contestant on a reality show where they were dating, one individual, a woman. And I can just imagine, like, you're trying to set yourself apart and trying to stand out amongst, these women. And they're all attractive. They're all attractive women. They all have things going for themselves in their own right. So, I mean, legitimately, he could pick any of them and have a decent girl.
Right.
So it's like you're trying to be like, I want to be the winner. And I think a lot of people that are competitive, they're trying to win, even if it's who cares what the prize is, even though if it's true love or not, I just want to win.
Right.
I just don't want to go home.
Exactly. And some of them like, I want to keep this experience.
Well, the only thing I just don't know about Maggie's strategy. I
doesn't have a strategy.
totally get that.
She
but,
doesn't.
Well, I mean, she's trying to make herself stick around, but I mean, she just gets a little intoxicated, and she says like these crazy things that end up getting her in arguments,
Right.
or like putting her in the wrong spotlight, not the good spotlight. So I get, being yourself, but again, editing, I'll give it to you, Maggie. I don't know.
Give it to the editing. Well, when we have her on the show, we'll find out.
Yeah.
How much of that we will find out.
Right.
One person that I thought was interesting to kind of see because she kind of disappeared from me was Chelsea, aka Carne Asada Fries. And she was actually, they had a pool party. We were talking about that earlier with Carly. She was the DJ for a little bit, but they had this pool party. Everybody came out in their bikinis, looking great. The fake Prince Harry, Matt Hicks, came out in an old Prince Harry outfit that he wore to Vegas to kind of keep up the persona.
Yeah.
And so they're all having a good time. And then Chelsea says, I'm going to teach you guys how to twerk. And so I just was like, I'm glad that Matt Hicks didn't twerk. I'm just glad, because when he said that, I was like, I do not want to see this dude twerk. That's something I do not want to see. But yeah, the girls were all twerking. It was interesting.
Yes,
and
they
then,
were.
Carly said, I don't twerk. I got, a niece. And, hey, that's her prerogative. That's what
Yeah.
she did. And of course, the girls took it some kind of way that she doesn't want to have fun, and she may have been stuck up. But, she was holding her ground. What did you think of that? Like, what did you think of the whole twerking, the whole having a good time at the pool party? What did you make of it?
I just find it funny that twerking somehow found its way onto TV.
Right.
It's like twerking always finds a way to find, just to be in some sort of pop culture, you know? And I think I was thinking, at some point in this I Want to Marry Harry, some twerking is going to happen, because that's just the latest fad.
Right. And then there
Carne
it is.
Asada Fries, which is another latest fad.
Yes.
Chelsea brought it in.
She's
Chelsea brought them both in. She's like the pop culture diva over there.
I think everybody's kind of has their character, that thing that they do. We have Catchphrase Girl. We have Drunk Girl that's all the time inebriated. And we have Catchphrase. I mean, we have, the pop culture.
Yeah.
So, everybody's kind of owning their own thing. What did you think, Aaron? Like, my thing is, when they're at the pool party, and I want to bring this up because there was an interesting dynamic that happened. He kind of took two of the girls aside to the jacuzzi. That's what, the music starts happening. And so the first girl he brings is Megan to the hot tub. And let's face it, Megan's beautiful. Megan looks good, hands down. She's to me, she's one of the top. Y'all know my favorite, Karina. Team Karina. I'm definitely still Team Karina, and we're gonna get to her in a second. But she goes in and she's in the hot tub and they're doing their thing. What did you think, Aaron, when they were in the hot tub? Did you think that she was going to be aggressive when they were in the hot tub?
Oh yeah, I knew it. I was just like, she's gonna kiss him. That's what I knew. You could see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
That's just what she was leaning to. She was batting them. She was getting closer. She was being so flirty.
Right.
She was being a little tongue in cheek. And, and I was just like, they're gonna kiss right now. And it's not gonna be a peck. That's all I knew.
Not gonna be a peck.
But the thing is the way Megan has been acting so far in the show, and very outgoing and how would you say, just forward with her opinions about everything. I knew she was going to do it. There was just no doubt in my mind. I was just like, she's going to go in for the kiss. She's going in for the kill. She's not messing around.
No, she was definitely, and that's the thing. It's like when you get, again, we're talking about, the whole winning, the whole standing apart. When you get him alone, which doesn't happen often, you have to take advantage if this is what you want.
Yeah.
You want to win his affection. And she definitely took advantage.
And she did. And I feel like Matt Hicks, in a sense, was just going to go with it too, because I know you can see how he thinks she's gorgeous.
Sure.
And so, I don't know how it affects the competition, because I feel like almost like, I just don't know what he wants from these girls. Almost.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because Megan's so forward, and I don't know. At least for myself, is I think like if it would be between Carly and Megan, I would be like Carly. Carly's a genuine person,
Right.
But then, not saying that Megan's any disingenuine.
Right.
But just I don't know. It's a little strange.
It is strange.
Yeah.
I want to go to you, Traci, talking about, well, not saying strange, but Karina, again, my favorite, Karina. So her approach was different in the hot tub. But she's the one, well, we'll get into it in a second, but she impressed him and she wasn't as forward. What do you take from that as a woman?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to go kiss a guy after someone just came back and announced to the entire world that they just kissed a guy.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be the one like, me next.
Right.
Like,
Seconds.
no. So, right, exactly. So I think that, she would have made herself look a little bit trashy had she kissed him, or just in it for the wrong reasons, or, so I'm actually really, really glad she didn't. And I think Megan only did it really, she was kind of like, oh, well, if I did, then I made out with Prince Harry maybe. Like, she doesn't even like him. But, Karina might actually have, like, some feelings, and maybe she kind of wants to see what's there and take it slow. So I'm actually really glad she didn't take Megan seconds up on that opportunity.
And that's really a good point that you make, and that's why I wanted to ask you that, because, all these girls are dating one person in the scope of the word, but at the same time, like you say, you don't want to go right after.
Right.
We don't know how much time progressed, but it was in the same hour,
for sure.
likely.
Yeah.
So, like, come on, like, that just looks really bad.
Yeah.
But that's why she's my favorite, just saying Team Karina all day, every day. So getting towards, when the calling out ceremony, which I'll just say that, I made it up, and that's what we'll call it, the calling out ceremony. So Carley and Karina get called out. Carley gets, of course, ushered to one side of the castle, and then Karina gets ushered to another side of the castle. Now, when they were both called, did you have any type of inclination on who you thought was going to get to the suite, or who you thought was going to go home?
I did. And the only reason being it was because the way it was edited, in the sense when Carly was immediately like, oh, I'm not going to go out and twerk, and then it was kind of like, you know what I mean, like Matt Hicks kind of made a little look, and I feel like that was the reason. And then also Karina and Matt Hicks they had a lot of chemistry in that hot tub, and then she went ahead and even said she had dated a celebrity before, that soccer player and everything like that, and so she even stated out loud, she's like, I'm not looking for the outside, the publicity type aspect, I'm just looking for the person. Right. So after that, I was just like, oh, he wants Karina. You know what I mean? There's no way he's gonna send her home.
And we were talking a little bit before the show about this guy, Matt Hicks. Like, let's keep it real. He's Matt Hicks. He's not a famous person. He doesn't have a lot of money. He said ample times that these girls are all out of his league. So I think because of his personality, what he's shown, he seems to be maybe a little on the more subdued shy, maybe a little shy at times. So I think he doesn't want anybody that's super forward. Yeah, he liked kissing Megan because Megan is beautiful. But at the end of the day, if he's looking for love, he wants somebody longevity. Right. And so I think Karina really caught his eye in the sense that she was, didn't go in for the kiss like Megan did. She was just a little bit more, but they, like you said, had that chemistry. And so,
Well, I did not think Carly was going to get called at all. And the reason being, when he was discussing all the girls, he was like, Carly's beautiful. She's probably the most beautiful out of the entire group. He specifically said that about her. Yes. And for him to not know her that well, and he did say that, he's like, I don't really know her well enough. Then I would have thought, oh, she's going to go on one of the next one-on-one dates. I didn't think she was going to get called. And then, so when they did, I knew Karina was going to win. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's sending Carly home. Like, but it didn't really make sense to me. I felt like there were a lot of other girls that maybe he didn't know, or, could already tell wouldn't have been a best fit. If he thinks she's the most gorgeous, and he doesn't really know her, why would he send her home? She's...
And then the other thing, too, that I'm thinking about, too, is like, why would he send Carly home when he I think it was around that time, I don't know if it was after he sent Carly home, but he said that he wasn't as into Kelly.
Yes.
He said that.
He did make that statement.
Yeah, he said, I'm just not, maybe she's not my type. Right. Yeah, I think it was type. That's the word he used. And so I was like, well, then why not send Kelly home? Not saying that I want her to go home. Right. But, I mean, if you don't know Carly well enough, keep her, and then send the person that you know for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of times, with this, you have so many girls that, you can't see them all. You can't spend time with all of them. So I think it really just goes with either chemistry, if you do get to spend time with them, so you find out if you have chemistry or not, or if you really don't get to spend any time with them, how they are with the other group. And I think, the way Carly was, at least how she was portrayed on the show, that she didn't get along well with the other girls, and maybe he picked up on that. She made that statement, I don't want to twerk, everybody else is having a good time. Maybe that's had her stand out in the wrong area for him. You know what I'm saying? And not that if he got to know her better, maybe she would have been a better fit for him. But, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but I don't know. I get what you're saying 100%, but I totally do, because I get, if she didn't get along with the girls, but I honestly think it might have been a production thing, and she just wasn't that entertaining. She really wasn't playing into the game. She really wasn't interested in talking with the girls, and she just kind of was doing her own thing, and I might have been like, she's boring. At least Kelly hits her head and runs around and acts crazy, so let's keep Kelly, let's get rid of her.
That's almost what I was going to say next. Yeah. I wonder if it was a little production influence. It was one of the same things, too. It's just like, why did Leah go? I'm still with Leah. It's like, why did
still on Leah? Still like the first one.
It's like, Leah would not have been my first choice to go home. I'd be like, oh, I don't know her. She seems, seems shy. So just, who knows?
Yeah.
We don't know.
Maybe it's a combination of production and, his own instincts.
It could be. We don't know all how the decision is making. We know what we're told, what we see. But I think, as these guests call in that we'll have every week, they'll be able to to share some insight.
Which I can't wait. I
Right.
mean, I'm interested to see how what's going to go, you know, as it progresses forward.
Speaking of that, I think it's time to go into news and gossip.
Ooh.
Yeah.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Mr. Aaron Molina, what do you have for us tonight, sir?
Yes. Well, I read a little article on bustle.com, and the title is "I Want to Marry Harry's Kimberly Birch is an actress, so we're worried she's just faking it."
Ooh.
Oh, I know. And that it sparked a little plug because in the beginning of the episode we were so happy for her. She had the date. She was saying she didn't do things. She dated a lot of frogs. You know, she's kind of insinuating that. And there's actually a little quote from her in the article. It says, "Every day was like a game of chess. You know, you have this sort of facade version of yourself, so you have to play up the character that you created, that they cast you in, but very carefully. There is a general sort of script, if you will." So I don't know. So go and check out on bustle.com that article if you want to read further. But yeah, I just find that really interesting.
Yeah.
I know, and then she even has an IMDb page on that.
Yeah,
Like
she does.
She's linked on that article. So.
But, you know, we did talk about how everyone's on this show for kind of exposure, whether,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you can find love on Match.com, guys. You know, let's be real.
You can find love down the street.
Right, exactly. So if you're on
find love
a
at Starbucks.
show, like I'm not gonna blame her or anything. You know, she might just happen to be an actress. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, this will be great exposure, which other people on it for exposure for different reasons. So, but yeah, that is very an actress. Now I kind of wonder if she is really playing a part or if she is herself.
If she's really genuine and kind, and if she's even just had one boyfriend, maybe she's
Right.
had two.
Oh my gosh, two
Or
boyfriends.
three.
Or three. God forbid
Three?
she had three boyfriends. Well, I think too, in just doing that statement, we were kind of talking about, you know, at the start of the show about the things that she, you know, was saying like, oh, I never seen a hot air balloon's unicorn, and you wearing clothes. That's amazing. Like no one wears clothes when they go on a date. So it's interesting that, you know, you making those statements that lends itself to be like, oh, maybe she's trying a little hard. Maybe she's playing a part to get closer to him or make her feel safe or, you know, saying these things that he may want to hear.
Right.
It's working. She's still on the show.
Yep,
She is
she
still on
won
the show.
last episode.
I
so.
know.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that on the show, let's go into our predictions.
And now,
Gotta get him on again. We can tell us.
AfterBuzz TV.
right. All right. So I'll start with you, Tracy.
Yes.
Predictions on where you think, because I know last time I asked, like, who do you think is going to stay, who do you think is going to go? I think it's because of so many,
Yeah.
you know, it's still kind of hard to tell, in my opinion.
Right.
And I'm not telling you what your predictions are, but I would like to know,
Yes.
what do you predict going into the next episode, how things are going to take a turn?
Well, we do see Chelsea get a little heated in the next episode. So, you know, I'm kind of wondering if the girls, you know, being isolated and being around so many girls and such strong personalities is really starting to take a toll on them. And especially with half of them, I feel like not even being interested in the guy that they're supposed to be interested in.
Right.
And it's really just them hanging out with the girls. I think that there's going to be a lot more cattiness shown, and I'm sure Megan will have her to say in her clever phrase that she'll
come
write
up with.
tonight.
Right.
Yeah, my prediction is Megan's gonna have two phrases today, two catchphrases, and I think I'm gonna make a list. And at the end of this, we're gonna list all of Megan's catchphrases.
Oh my
Her
God.
catchphrases.
Give her-
I almost feel like I feel like Chelsea's gonna stir up some drama almost, but I don't know. I kind of feel like Kelly might go home.
Really?
Just because Matt Hicks said that one thing about, you know, he's
About
not his,
her
not being
really
the type.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's what
Okay.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
What about you?
So what
Yeah.
I'm thinking is based on, you know, when you watch what's coming up, you know, Annalisa is the one that says adamantly, this is not Prince Harry. And so I think that statement is really going to raise a ruckus. It's going to raise a ruckus. That's what I wanted to say. Ruckus. On the situation at hand because they're all thinking that it's Prince Harry.
Right.
They think it's Prince Harry, and she's going to change the energy, and I think that's going to be able to send her home. I think she's going to go home as a result of that because they're going to catch wind of that, and I think they're going to.
They're gonna like cut her.
Get her out. Get her
Producers are
out.
like only gonna tackle her. The Secret Service is gonna take her out.
I mean, something because
I would love that.
the whole thing is I want to marry Harry. You're thinking that this is Prince Harry. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And so if you're not thinking it's Prince Harry anymore, then what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's what I was thinking too. But then I'm almost wondering, like, if they send her home because she caught on, that would be very suspicious. Then the other girls immediately be like, why did they send Annalisa home? You know,
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't think it's going to be her just yet, but I think she's stirring up something.
Well, maybe
something's brewing.
I mean, they are placing pictures now. We did see that. They placed a picture of Prince Harry and Prince. So, you know, maybe she'll be the outlier, and maybe everyone then comes the picture, and they'll be like, "Wait, it's him," because no one else can get that picture online. So it has to be him because that's the real picture. Which, no, it's not.
I know. And who knows? I mean, it's reality TV. Maybe the plot twist might be that the jig is up, and they know he's not Prince Harry, and then the rest of the season is just Matt. I
want to marry Matt.
I want to marry Matt.
I want to get to know who Matt is.
I want to finally figure out all this stuff.
I want to tan Matt. They keep saying he's so white.
Oh my gosh, they're so mad about how white he is.
They're so mad. But what do you expect? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, this is the end of our show. We want to thank you for tuning in always. This is just, I mean, we're excited about next week. I know you are. My name is Lem Gonsalvez again, and you can find me all day, every day on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at The Poet Saint. All day, every day. Aaron, where can they find you?
You can find me on SoundCloud.com/AAMO Music, as well as Instagram, AAMO9013.
And you can find me on Instagram at TRACIPRO or on Twitter at TRACIABTV.
All right. Again, thank you for tuning in. Do not forget Maria Menounos' new book, The Every Girl's Guide to Diet and Fitness. I might read this because I need to be fit. So maybe she can teach me some things.
Good tips for everyone.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.